Good evening. Welcome to Fire and the Grape.
Hi, I'm Erica, Executive Chef of Soul Creek Grill, here known as The Fire, and you can find me on social media as The Monday Baker. And
I am Hugh Preece, the operating partner of Soul Creek Grill Restaurants. I am also known as Fermented Boss, and I am the Grape.
yes,
So, Chef, how are you doing tonight?
we're doing fine. It's actually nice to be here on this nice rainy day in New Jersey.
Excellent.
How is everybody doing?
So, Chef, what are we going to have today?
So today we're going to share with you one of our guests' favorite dishes, and it's our Filet Mignon.
Excellent. So it's only on the menu here in Princeton. It's a Parmesan crusted filet mignon,
Yes.
finished with a red wine demi and Portabello Demi over mashed potatoes and vegetables.
It's very tender.
Yes, and that's the thing about filet mignon.
Exactly.
It's just the tenderness. It's one of those cuts that really doesn't have a lot of fat or marbleization. So it is
that sauce,
right.
yeah.
So it's a very meaty flavor. So you get the pure texture, richness of this meat, and then you usually put it with a sauce, or you encrust it with seasoning of some sort. And we do Parmesan crust, which gives it this richness, saltiness, and then you add that red wine demi. And the mushroom,
exactly.
It's just as the earthiness and just
Absolutely
completes the whole profile there.
The Parmesan crust is a butter. It's salted butter crusted with Parmesan with some different herbs, and then you top the filet with that, so it adds that layer of sweetness from the filet and the butter and everything else that's included there. The savoriness from the cheese and the herbs, and then that demi is just amazing with it. We cook it for a long time here in house. We add the mushrooms to it, and we have the whole sauce. It's fantastic.
So we make our own beef stock, and we cook that down, reduce that to make it into a glaze, and we add the portobello mushrooms to it, which gives this earthiness to it. So, it's a fantastic dish. It's classic. I mean, especially going into the winter, filet mignon. You'll see prices jump at the grocery store, but filet mignon is a big call around the holidays. So, looking forward for this, and I think I've got the wine, and it's not going to be from Alto Adige, although they do have some good wines that could go with it. I'm going to go to a different region. Why don't I go grab that bottle?
Can't wait.
You go start the steak, and we'll be right back.
We'll see you in a minute.
So, welcome back, Chef.
What do we have here?
Alrighty, so we're going to travel to France, the Loire Valley, and a region called Chinon. And in Chinon, they grow Cabernet Franc.
Ooh.
So it is, typically from this region, you get a lot of red fruit, some herbaceousness, some minerality, great acidity, and low earthiness in the wine. So, let's give it a shot. So, Cab Franc is a French grape varietal, and this is from Loire. 100. The region is all Cabernet Franc. So you're getting some crunchy red fruit.
Yes.
Herbalness, and you're getting this on the nose and on the palate. This wine is a little bit older, so it's going to have a little more complexity to it than it being a little fresher. So the reason why I selected this to go with our entree is I'm thinking that with the earthiness of the mushrooms and the richness of the meat and the Parmesan butter, that this and its acidity and fresh fruit and herbalness will just pair harmoniously with this dish.
I believe so. It's delicious. It's a nice dark color.
So with Cab Franc, you generally get this bell pepper note in the nose and on the palate. Green bell pepper.
Absolutely.
but it's more of a nuance. And on the palate, you get more of the flavor of the characteristic of that bell pepper. But it's really, red fruit is just popping, and you get this little earthiness.
I was gonna say at the beginning it was floral. No, it's that earthiness that you get from peppers, like you said, and the richness of this wine. It's bold
and you get like mint. So like the part of the herbs that you're getting is some cooking herbs, and then you get a little mintiness. So yeah, I'm looking forward to pairing this with the filet.
Let me go grab it.
Is it almost done?
So here I present to you our filet mignon.
All right.
What do you think?
Awesome. So my mouth is watering, partially due to the acidity in this wine, but looking at this dish here, we've got the green on the plate is our broccolini. We've have the red demi glace down here with the portobello mushrooms on top of the mashed potatoes, and on top of that is an 8-ounce filet mesquite grilled to perfection. I like my meat rare. Chef
this one is a little bit medium rare.
She prefers hers cooked up a little bit more, so we went with ladies' choice. And then we have our Parmesan crust on top, which is a butter with Parmesan cheese and herbs in it. So, I'm loving this because I think it's really going to pair well with this. And
you get that smokiness from the grill as well.
Yes.
That wood, it's so good.
It gives you a little more depth. The whole everything that's on here gives you great depth in your palate, with the earthiness and the umami from the mushrooms to the red demi to the meat itself, which is rich, and then finished with this Parmesan crust, which is salty and rich and buttery sweetness.
And all the textures included, because you have crunch from the vegetable, the creaminess from the potatoes, the bite from that mushroom, like all together. It's
Can we stop talking and start eating?
Cut it.
All right.
Put some food in our plate.
Look at you. You already unpacked your
Absolutely.
silverware.
I'm ready. I'm ready to.
Chef is hungry today.
Yeah, that cuts like butter.
It does. So filet mignon should never be tough because it's a tender cut of meat. There's no veins through it, and there's literally no fat through it. So it should just be a clean cut. You should be able to cut it with your fork. However, we have this crust on top, so we're going to use a knife.
Those mashed potatoes are so creamy.
These are the same mashed potatoes we used on previous dishes. We do cross-utilize a lot of our sides. I'm making a mess here. I'll take some portobello, some mushroom.
We roast the portobellos, we marinate and roast them, so everything has its own level of flavor individually, but together it's very harmonious. Very beautiful dish.
Harmonious.
So
we've already tasted the wine. We're going to taste the steak, and then we'll go back and taste them together. I don't think I gave you the producer of the wine, so I'm going to do it now before I take this bite. It's Charles Joguet, 2014, Chinon. It's a little bit older. It's almost 10 years old. It's 9 years, so you're going to get some age on there. So let me get a little bit of mushroom.
get it.
So as you said, the texture's there. You get, the mushroom has a bit of a crunch to it because it's portobello. It's a little bit thicker, and portobellos are a little bit meatier in flavor profile. But there's this earthy umami that just goes with this rich meat and the Parmesan butter that we're topping it off with.
Absolutely. You get hints of rosemary. You get a little bit of that thyme, the saltiness from the kosher salt that's added to the parm breading. So all together, delectable.
And salt's a great enhancer in moderation, of course, to a dish. It really helps pop in your mouth and just make it a very pleasant experience. That's why French fries taste so good in potato chips.
So good.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say it this time, but I want to say it.
You can say it. I'm sure it'll make
So delicious.
the producer very happy.
One of my favorites.
So, obviously, I'm an Italian wine ambassador, but I studied the wines all across the world. It's not just Italian. I just focus on Italian wine. But this is one of my favorite regions in France for red wine, especially Cab Franc. It's a unique environment that it grows in. You do get a lot of minerality, high acidity in these wines, and just the herbaceousness is just going to marry very well with this.
Great pairing, sir. Like I feel that they just blend. One is it complements the other so well. Take as good as you like them?
No.
Almost?
I like mine purple. So, yes, I can eat this. So with the wine, it really enhances the earthiness and the herbaceousness. So you're picking up thyme in the wine and mint, and you're getting thyme and mint, or thyme, not really mint, thyme and rosemary on the dish. So those herbs are infused and just having a happy dance on my tongue.
Yes, they are. The herbs, and I feel like that punch of flavor that you get from the wine, it cleanses your palate and it lets you enjoy more the smoky flavor of the steak with the butter and everything else that's in it. It's
and that juicy red fruit. I mean that with the mushrooms as well is incredible. So not that the mushrooms are stealing the show here, but they are giving so much depth to this that it's really making everything pop and dance around. It's a great pairing for the palate. So we carry this wine on our regular menu wine, but this wine is gorgeous. It is. It's the Mesquite grill that just adds these unique flavors to anything we cook over, whether it's seafood, steak. It complements it well.
Into this steak for sure.
Yeah, this is great.
This is an amazing pair. If you have any questions about wine, I'm an expert here, guys. So leave your comments. Exactly. Leave your comments below, and we'll go ahead and answer all your questions. Hit that subscribe button, like our video, and we'll see you on the next time.
You are
the Monday Baker.
I am Fermented Boss. Follow us on Instagram and
all the social platforms.
All the social platforms.
Salud.
Chin chin.
See you next time.
Have a good day.